Hello everyone, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can enable Spotify for your members in Supercast by adding your Supercast premium feed to your Spotify for Podcasters account. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure that we have an episode uploaded into Supercast. That seems good. We have at least one episode in published state. And then so I'm going to click on Spotify preferences, and this is going to list a few different steps that's required to complete this process. The first thing we're going to do is check our podcast settings. It says here, to aid identification, make sure your premium podcast name, Supercasters, is different from your public podcast name. Make sure you have also filled out your description, author name, and email. So let's head over to podcast settings. And now, basically, we're going to change a few different things. So we're going to change the name of our podcast because Supercasters is the same as the name of the public free podcast. We're going to have to add an author, an email address, language, and a description field, which I'll show you in a second. So to do this, we're going to click Edit, and then we're going to slightly tweak this name. I'm just going to add Premium Podcast in brackets. And then I'm going to add an email that I have access to. So that's going to be hello@supercast.com. I'm going to add an author name. So I'm just going to put in Supercast. A description. I'm just going to add in, this is the Supercasters Premium Podcast. This is the... and copyright, I'm going to leave that aside. I'm going to leave all of this. I'm going to add a language, select English, clean, and USD. So everything is looking good. We're going to click Update Podcast. And now we're going to return to Spotify preferences. So step 1, done. Check your podcast setting. Step 2, add your feed to Spotify for podcasters. So let's click this button here, View Spotify Feed URL. So, right, what we want to do, this is our RSS feed to our Supercast premium feed. We're going to click copy, and then we're going to click Spotify for Podcasters. This is going to take us into a new tab, into the Spotify for Podcasters page. Now, if you haven't already got an account, a Spotify for Podcasters account, you're going to click a button here that says Get Started. But if you already have an account, just click on your dashboard. Now, if you already have a podcast that you've claimed to your Spotify for Podcasters account, you should see that somewhere here. And in this case, I'm going to get you to open up the sidebar and click Add or Claim Your Podcast. But because my current account doesn't have any other podcast added, I'm just going to click Get Started. So the first step here is, what's the link to your podcast's RSS feed? We just copied that from Supercast, so let's paste that in. Now it's going to do a little bit of verification, make sure it's looking good. It does. If for whatever reason it shows an error message, just take note of that and go fix whatever is required in Supercast and then come back. But right now it's looking good, so let's keep going. It also has a preview of what it's trying to import across, and this all looks good to me. So we're going to click Next. Verify that you own this podcast. So let's send a code to this email address, hello@supercast.com. Obviously, in your case, it'll be the email that you provided. So let's click Send Code. And it says verification code has been sent. So let's check my inbox. So there it is. I have a email from Spotify for Podcasters. I'm going to copy across that code and I'm going to paste it in here. Verification code is good. So let's continue by clicking Next. Now, tell us more about your podcast. So where is your podcast made? The United States. What is the primary language spoken? English. Who is your hosting provider? Leave it as other/I don't know. And for primary category, select whatever's most relevant to your podcast. In this case, it is business and technology. and choose up to 3 subcategories. So we're going to click business, entrepreneurship, and technology. And then we're going to click next. Does everything look okay? It's getting us to do one final check that everything looks good. So everything does look good to me, and I'm going to click submit. Nice. We've got your podcast. It'll take a few hours to show up on Spotify. You can find your podcast here once it's ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this link. So this is going to be really handy for the final step, which is verify your Spotify link. Once your show has been added, copy and paste your new Spotify show link below so we can verify and activate the Spotify for your account. So let's paste that in here and click verify my Spotify show. So this is going to send a request to Supercast, and the team here is going to verify that everything looks good and enable it for your members. And that's it. That is how you enable Spotify for your Supercast members. I hope this video was helpful.